The US State Department has just issued an urgent travel advisory for its citizens, warning them to avoid traveling near the Thai-Cambodian border. This isn't just a routine notice. It's a sign of escalating tensions between two Southeast Asian neighbors that have a long and complicated history. What's really going on here? And why now? Let's take a closer look. The advisory specifically warns Americans to stay at least 50 kilometers away from the disputed border regions between Thailand and Cambodia. This one has seen an uptick in military movement, gunfire exchanges, and alarming political rhetoric. What triggered this spike in hostility? According to both Thai and Cambodian military sources, it stems from old territorial disagreements, especially surrounding areas like the Pre-Via Temple, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that's been at the center of border disputes for decades. But this time, the tensions seem different. Satellite images and ground reports suggest that both countries have reinforced troop deployments near the border. While neither government is openly calling this a war, the increase in military buildup and occasional clashes suggest otherwise. US officials say they're concerned the situation could spiral quickly, especially as political leaders on both sides appear unwilling to de-escalate. Why does this matter to people outside of Southeast Asia, especially Americans? First, the region is home to thousands of American travelers, expats, and aid workers. Any escalation could trap them in a conflict zone. Second, instability in Thailand and Cambodia could have ripple effects across the broader ASEAN region, disrupting trade, tourism, and diplomatic relations. The US has strategic interests here, including military partnerships, economic ties, and regional influence. Now, let's rewind a bit to understand the roots of this tension. Thailand and Cambodia have a long and intertwined history. During the Khmer Empire, Cambodia once ruled large portions of what is now Thailand. Over centuries, border lines shifted through wars, colonization, and treaties, many of which were never clearly resolved. One of the most contentious flashpoints is the Pre-Via Temple. In 1962, the International Court of Justice ruled that the temple belonged to Cambodia, but surrounding land remains disputed. In 2008, and again in 2011, deadly clashes broke out there. Today, in 2025, we're seeing echoes of that same conflict resurface, only now the stakes may be even higher. So what triggered this latest flare-up? Sources say it may be tied to recent political developments inside both countries. In Thailand, a new wave of nationalism has taken root, with some leaders calling for stronger border protections. In Cambodia, ongoing disputes over land rights and sovereignty have stoked nationalist sentiment as well. Some analysts believe leaders on both sides may be using the border dispute to distract from domestic pressures or to consolidate political support. Regardless of the cause, the US is clearly taking the threat seriously. The travel advisory comes with a stern warning. Do not travel to areas within 50 kilometers of the Thai-Cambodian border due to the risk of armed conflict. It's rare for Washington to issue such strong language for a US friendly region like Thailand. This underscores how concerned officials really are. International organizations are also stepping in. The United Nations has called for restraint and offered to mediate, while ASEAN diplomats are working behind the scenes to ease tensions. But time may be running out. If these efforts fail, Southeast Asia could be looking at its first major interstate military conflict in over a decade. For now, most American citizens in the region are safe, but embassies are advising them to register with consulates and avoid all non-essential travel. Families of diplomats and military advisors are also being briefed on potential evacuation protocols, just in case. So what happens next? That depends on the decisions made in Bangkok and Phnom Penh. Will leaders choose diplomacy, or will nationalism push them further toward the brink? Will international pressure be enough to cool tempers, or are we watching the beginning of a larger regional confrontation? One thing is certain, this isn't just about an old temple or a line on a map. It's about history, politics, and the ever-shifting balance of power in Southeast Asia. And the world is watching closely. If you're an American considering travel to Thailand or Cambodia, now is the time to stay informed. Follow updates from the US Embassy, monitor local news, and steer clear of the border zones until things stabilize. This situation may calm down in a few days, or it could escalate into something far more dangerous. We'll be tracking the story as it unfolds, so stay tuned for more updates on the Thai-Cambodia conflict. And if you want a deep dive into the history of this border dispute, or how this affects US foreign policy in Asia, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching and stay safe.